I want to talk with you a little bit about money rules. And as you heard in the section about potential pitfalls, it's really easy when you start getting into direct investing to make a connection with an individual and get really excited about their story and fall in love with what they're doing and just kind of skimp on the whole due diligence process and really not make wise decisions for yourself with your money. So money rules is really your homework before you even start looking at deals. Money rules is a process of really looking within at what's important to you for this deal or for the next step with your money. So money rules are really guidelines for yourself to help you find investments that fit your needs. And again, you'll probably hear me say this a lot, it's not about finding good investments or bad investments, it's really about finding investments that fit what you want and need for your money plan. So in looking at your money rules, they may vary as well. You might have different money rules for the funds that are in your IRA versus the funds that are in a savings account. Or you may have different money rules when you're 30 versus when you're 50. You may have different money rules for each type of investment you do. So there are a variety of different parts of your money rules. The first part is looking at diversification of your portfolio. Now there are actually two different types of diversification that I'm going to talk about. First is the different investment types in your portfolio. So you might have a money rule about I want 30% of my investments to be in real estate. I want 30% to be in mutual funds with indirect investing. I want the remaining percentage in direct investments and promissory notes with small business. That would be one example of a money rule for diversification investment types. Now you may also give yourself money rules around diversification within specific types. So for example, in real estate, you may decide, for my 30% of my portfolio that's in real estate, of that, I want 70% going into cash flow real estate and the other 30% in appreciation real estate. So that's just an example. I am by no means saying that these are the percentages you should have. These are just examples for illustration. So you're going to want to give yourself some guidelines around how you want to diversify different types of investments as well as within those types of investments. Now the next type of money rule is looking at leverage. There are a lot of money gurus out there who will tell you to really maximize your leverage because you can get the biggest returns that way and so forth. So if you're buying real estate, get the absolute minimum down and get the biggest mortgage you can because that's going to give you the biggest return. Some people are really comfortable playing a leverage game, and so they have money rules that really are set up to maximize their leverage. Other people are just not comfortable with that kind of leverage. They're not comfortable with that debt, no matter how it might be covered with payments. So if that's true for you, honor that. Understand where you lie on that, really that continuum of what you're comfortable with, how much you're comfortable leveraging your money with debt to create higher returns versus having lower levels of debt and less risk, more secure returns, which are going to be lower but more secure for you. So that's an area you want to think about what your money rules are. The next area is looking at liquidity. Liquidity means how easy is it for you to get your money back? If you have a need for high liquidity, you're probably going to use more indirect investing. And direct investing, one of the downfalls is that it generally is less liquid. Now, there may be certain investments where you're really happy with a high liquidity and others where a low liquidity works for you, meaning that it's going to take more time or be harder to remove your money from an investment. It also may depend on the vehicle. In my IRA, as somebody in my 30s, I'm really comfortable with a very low level of liquidity because I'm not taking money out of there for a very long time. If I were 60, that would not be true. I would want a much higher level of liquidity because I'm moving into retirement age and want to remove funds more easily. So you'll want to give yourself some money rules around liquidity. Next is your team. This is a really important place to set up some money rules. What kind of team do you want supporting you with any given investment? If you're getting into real estate, do you have a real estate mentor who has experience in that kind of investment to help you review deals and look at pros and cons of different deals? If you're looking at promissory notes with small business, do you have some mentors, people who have done it before, who can help you evaluate pros and cons and fit for you? So I think it's really important to give yourself some money rules about how you're going to use your team and what kind of team members you want to support you in making wise choices for yourself. As well, another money rule around team is, what kind of team do you want to see in the deal that you're considering investing in? I am a really big proponent of team. You're going to hear me say the word team over and over, both for yourself as well as investments that you're making. So I'll give you an example. If you're investing in real estate that's a rental house, do you want to have a team in that deal? Do you want to have a property manager that goes along with that house? Do you want to have a great insurance broker or a great realtor when it's time to sell it? What kind of team do you need surrounding that deal before you're comfortable getting into it? We'll also talk about the team within a business when we talk more directly in the due diligence process about what kind of team to look for if you're making direct investments in a small business. Another area to consider is how tolerant you are of the risk involved in a deal. Some people will take on a very high level of risk, others want a much lower level of risk. In general, the longer term the investment is, the higher your risk may be, because it's a longer period of time before money comes back to you. As well, the more of your money that goes into one deal, the higher risk you're taking on, because if that one deal goes south, that's a larger piece of your portfolio that goes south. So you want to give yourself some money rules about how short or long term the investment is, when do you want to get out of it, and how much of your portfolio is going to go into it. Next, right along with that risk tolerance is looking at the return. Now, some people are going to be willing to take on a lot more risk with the potential of a much higher return. Other folks are much more comfortable taking less risk and are willing to take a lower return in response to that. So you want to give yourself, again, some money rules about what is the return that you're targeting. Do you want to be giving a 10% return? Are you comfortable with 5%? Do you want to get really aggressive and look for 15, 18, 20% return? Those are all possible money rules to be looking at with your different investments. Now, another piece that's really important and people often forget about is what's going to be your involvement in the investment, in the deal. Do you want to be actively involved in it? Do you want to be completely hands-off and passive? Or do you want to have kind of a hybrid, what we call pactive role, passive with a little bit of active? This is a really easy to illustrate with real estate. If you are buying a rental house, you buy it, you fix it up, you respond, you look for renters, you respond to requests from renters. That's an active management role in that investment. Passive would be offloading every single bit of that to a property manager. Pactive would be a little bit in between. You have a property manager, but you ask them to consult with you on decisions. So you want to give yourself some money rules about your involvement in the deal. Next is potentially geography. Do you want to be investing in deals that are local to you? Is that part of your investing values? Or do you want to look for different geographic areas to invest in? Maybe your hometown across the country is really important to you and you have a money rule about putting some of your money there. Maybe you want to be looking at the market stability in the geographic area you're looking at investing in. Two others that kind of go together are looking at your tax strategy for your investment along with your exit strategy. These go hand in hand because there are a lot of tax ramifications from your exit strategy. Now, as I mentioned when I introduced myself, I'm a CPA. I do a lot of consulting with individuals around tax strategy. I'm not going to tell you what your strategy to be. You need to have a great tax strategist on your team who knows your whole situation to consult with you and help you look at, does it make sense to have passive loss or passive income? Is that something that has a positive impact or a negative impact in your tax return? Does it help if you get returns right away, or would it be better to hold them off for later? So those are little issues around tax strategy and the timeline of your investment that really helps to have a team member supporting you in identifying those. And finally, the last piece of your money rules is really looking at your personal values. And what is the value above and beyond the money that you want to get out of a deal? Are you entering a deal because it's a way to express your values of investing in your local economy? Or are you getting into a deal because it feeds your value for getting more experience with this type of investing? Or potentially it's a learning experience, or possibly there's a great mentor that comes along with the deal. So there are a lot of other possible values that you're honoring when you're making direct investments. And again, none of them are right or wrong for you. It's just a question of what is it that you want to get out of the deal. I'm willing to take a lower return if I'm also getting experience learning and mentoring with it. That's a whole other kind of return. Same thing if I'm investing in a particular industry or geographic area that I'm passionate about. Whereas other deals, I'm not interested in that. I'm really looking at what's my cash flow return. So those other values that you want to be honoring need to be written in your money rules. So to wrap up on money rules, the last piece I'm going to recommend is simply that you write your money rules down. It's one thing to think through the process. It's entirely different to have them written down to refer back to as you're looking at your potential deals.